they came out to shoot a video for one of the songs that I had in Love Off and Auto-Tune now. And while they were there, they just started peeping at my stuff and rummaging through my shit. And then they said, man, can we do some more shots? Yeah. So it just, every day they would be there. And they just all of a sudden said, look, man, we can turn this into something. Do you mind? No, I don't mind, you know. So they did. I mean, they didn't have any real direction in mind, and I didn't have any ideas, but I didn't really know what they were doing. And
here we are.
Yeah, and they put it together. They did, Abigail and Brian Olsen, they did, along with help from about 10 or 15 of their other friends in the business. And it turned out very changed. The music changed. The groove changed. I remained the same. I said, this is bad hell I did this.
I heard the sound check.
Got all ringing.
All right. So you have so many different roles in the music world, from writing and publishing to producing, some A&R work, all over the map. Is there any facet of that's where you want to be?
All of those and anything else that comes about, I'm really trying to appreciate AI. And I thought one thing, we were showing one movie, when it went up, when my 8x10 glossy went up on the screen, I saw it for the first time. It made me weep like that. I didn't know that. You know, I said, huh? Not true. Well, you can't weep on those pictures. But they had me weeping real quick. I like that. It changed. The music changed. The groove changed. I remained the same. I said, this is bad hell I did this.
I heard the sound check.
Got all ringing.
All right. So you have so many different roles in the music world, from writing and publishing to producing, some A&R work, all over the map. Is there any facet of that's where you want to be?
All of those and anything else that comes about, I'm really trying to appreciate AI. And I thought one thing, we were showing one movie, when it went up, when my 8x10 glossy went up on the screen, I saw it for the first time. It made me weep like that. I didn't know that. You know, I said, huh? Not true. Well, you can't weep on those pictures. But they had me weeping real quick. I like that.
You know, something I like to say, Al Capone was his friend. Anyway, I can say it because he's not here.
Well, shed a little bit more light on your background as an artist and how you got to meet that fella and work with him and then end up living with this guy.
Well, I started out, you know, from the church basically, and then I ended up with a group called Cameo, C-A-M-E-O. Word out of course, I'm the other Larry. And then we had a radio show in Miami he went #1, kept it a whole year, called Metro Funk Shop Show. And I produced them, and I got tired of playing the same old music over and over. And I realized I just wanted to grow, you know, and I just felt I needed something, and I came to LA, and I met Wally Roker actually in Hawaii, and he was in LA. And then I was doing some work over there. And like 5 years, going back and forth. And that's how that started. It was like, okay, I got this guy named Swamp, you know, I want you to meet him. And we called a year before I met him. He was on the phone. I was like, on the phone? He was on the phone in the shower. I said, how you know I'm going to electrocute it? You talking to me? How do you know anything about me? I said, no, I never heard of you before. You know what I mean? We talked a little bit. You know, time passed on, and I think a year later, Wally called me up and said, Swamp, I want to take you up there. You need somebody to, you know, kind of do some inputs for him and all that. And then when I went up there and started working, and I was inputting stuff on this slow-ass computer, so and I was like, I can't do this, man. I said, can I bring my stuff here? And he said, sure. So I set my stuff around in his office, and I'm making records around him. It's like, I got a studio next door. Why don't you go over there? You know what I mean? I was like, well, I don't touch nobody's stuff that, you know, be touched. You know, just like that. And then we started finding out that we have a lot in common, and he has a lot of interest, and I started finding out who he was more and more and more, and I was like, damn, I like to know this guy and just explore him and get to know, because Larry told me this one thing. He said, you need a backwards education. And I was like, backwards education, what did that mean? In the music industry, because the way I was raised, I really didn't know, you know what I mean? So it was like, I just knew music, and I heard the artist, might not know much about it, but still, so this was my way of getting the backwards education, because here's the blues, here's the country, here's all the other styles, and the bluegrass, which is now blackgrass, from Swamp Dogg, and don't forget to get that new album. So that's how that became